weeks pregnant with a twin gestation. I went to the market one certain Monday, and then I felt a touch on my stomach. I turned in the direction, and I saw a woman dressed in a certain kind of way, clad in all white. I stopped. She also stopped. And then I looked at her. She had a ring on this finger. But then I don't believe in all that, I just went to my car, took anointing oil, and then I prayed. But I wasn't settled in my spirit because I just had antenatal the Friday before that Monday, and everything was fine. So I went for another scan. And then the sonographer said to me, "Madam, you are carrying 2 babies, but one is dead." The dead baby's head was exactly where I felt the touch. So I told him, "Don't worry, I know what happened." He said, and this was just at 24 weeks. He said, "Go to your hospital. I don't know what can be done." I called the consultant gynecologist. He said, "How can that be? Go and do another scan." I did another scan. It was the same thing. And at this point, they were already telling me it was twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome. What that means is that whatever it is that took the first baby has already affected the second baby. And then even if the second baby came out alive, it would not be normal. Which was even by the way, because at that point, it was my life that they were fighting for. So when I saw the consultant gynecologist, he said, "Madam, I don't know what you will do, because at this point, I started discharging amniotic fluid." He said, "Better come to the hospital so that we will loosen the circlet you have. You will eject these children and you go your way." I looked at him. He saw that I didn't have that, He said, "Okay." He sat me down. He educated me. He said, "The prognosis is that this baby you're carrying will not stay in your womb beyond 4 weeks before it dies. And even if it comes out, because of the interaction that would have been between the two, the baby will not be okay. So it's better you allow us losing this circlet and you go, because you're at risk of blood clot disorder, sepsis, and bucket uterine tear." I had to start going from hospital to hospital. Eventually, I met one doctor. He explained the same thing to me. He said, "Madam, Shebi, you have one child." I said, "Yes." He said, "Anyway, I've seen a lot in this medical profession. And I've seen that you just want to take the slimmest chances. If you're going to do it, I enjoin you to go and pray for mercy and grace. And also go to an hospital where they have state-of-the-art pediatric facilities, so that if you gamble everything, in the end, they will be able to attend to that baby, because he doesn't know how the baby will come out." Before then, he asked me to go and do a specialist scan that will actually determine if they were sharing the same placenta, and that if they were sharing the same placenta, it was no point going through the stress. I did it, and they said it was the same placenta. However, I went to an hospital where I was referred. As at this time, when I was going to that hospital, I was no longer discharging water. It was water and blood. It was pouring like you could use container, When I got there, the doctor, I went very early in the morning because now it was water and blood. The doctor said, "Madam, are you going to push or we should do CS?" The doctor now was asking me how I wanted to be treated because he didn't know what to do. He said, "If you're pushing, it's almost 0 chances on that child you want to take a chance because he cannot withstand the stress. He's very young." This is not even up to, he was just 26 weeks or thereabouts. So they had to prepare me for CS to take the slimmest chance. While they had even given me injection, I just muted silent prayer. I said, "God, if you know this baby will not survive, I don't want to go through the pain of CS." So suddenly another doctor just came. "Why do you want her to go through the pain of CS when you know this baby will not survive today?" He now educated me. He said, "I'm not guaranteeing you. I don't know when we will do the CS, but certainly not today. But I want you to know that you are at risk of blood clot disorder. Your blood may stop clotting and you will bleed to death. Or the baby, even when the baby comes out, the baby will not be okay, but not today. If it's today, we are almost certain the baby will not make it." While I was on the hospital bed, suddenly, somebody sent me the link on a Wednesday. I hear of NSPPD. I have a, but I'll just be like, So I joined the link. And then it was midway. Immediately I joined. The first word, I heard Pastor Jerry say, there is someone here. Women in your house, they died from childbirth mysteriously. 5 years ago, my sister died mysteriously 3 months after having a baby. So while I was in the hospital, my family members were already looking at me. This one is about to go the way our only sister went. But then, because of that word, my faith was built. So I would always stay on the altar. And then, about 3 days or 2 days later, Pastor Jerry said, the testimony you're waiting for, before 6, you will get it. Because the doctor had already told me that if I develop sudden contraction, they will go in. If my blood profile, clotting profile changes, they will go in. If there is sepsis, they will go in. You know, so before 6, I had to go for another Doppler scan. He said, let them even check if all this stress you're going through, risking your life, is worth it. The specialist scanner, as he did the scan, I said, is it, how many placenta? He looked at me like someone that said, this girl doesn't know what she's going through. You're asking me about placenta when I cannot even see a drop of water in the amniotic sac where the baby is. You know, so he advised them that he doesn't know why they are still keeping me, you know. And then it wasn't yet 6. Just before 6, heavy contraction came upon me. And then it was time to go in. Because before then, the doctors didn't know what to do. They were just checking my vitals and that of the baby hourly. So I was booked for emergency CS. And then the doctor said because of my condition, they would not go for CS without 2 pints of blood, not even 1, you know. But to the glory of God, the CS was done. My baby is here. Pastor Jerry, my baby was born at 27 weeks, 5 days, 990 grams, not even up to 1 gram. The baby that stayed in the womb with a dead baby, without fluid in the sac for weeks. Pastor Jerry, this is my evidence.
At some point, even the sonographers did not know how the baby was surviving without the amnion. Can you celebrate the Lord? Celebrate Jesus. What our God cannot do. Can you raise your hand to heaven and say, Jesus, take over the process. May that be your testimony in the name